Thank you for joining me, I should say.
Thank you for having me.
Tidjane, I mean, it's been a busy day for you. You've detailed the rights issue, but everyone is fairly critical, saying you're not going to get the shareholders, you need 75% to approve this enormous deal, $35.5 billion of AIA, the assets of AIG, and also to actually clear the rights issue. What's the biggest hurdle for the shareholders to approve? And how intense has it been?
Well, the biggest hurdle so far has been the lack of information. The reality of this situation is that AIG was on a firm timetable with its IPO and had to decide at a given point in time whether to go with the IPO or sell the asset to a company, and they decided to sell it to us. But at the point they sold it to us, AIA is a $34 billion company which had no IFRS accounts. So we had to produce a whole set of accounts, and we knew that we would have to announce the transaction and then live for a long period of time where we wouldn't be able to communicate on what the financials of the target are. And that's a terrible situation to be in for our shareholders, and I'm very grateful to them because they've actually lived through a long period of uncertainty up to this day, which is the first day where we can actually tell the story with numbers and support what we are proposing here with actually actual numbers.
You need their approval. I mean, you said they've been patient, but how frustrated are they? I mean, one of them, for example, Capital Research, your biggest investor, wants a breakup.
Well, we wouldn't comment, of course, John, as you would imagine, about our conversations with individual shareholders, so I could never make any comment on capital. Regarding breakup, we do regularly, from time to time, do a strategic review of the group, and we, of course, look at the breakup option because it's one of the options available. We're quite unemotional about it. We're here to create shareholder value, and if we believe that that option would create more shareholder value, we would recommend it to the shareholders. We are recommending this transaction because we actually believe that it creates more value than a breakup. Why does it create value? Because one, if you like Prudential, you're keeping all the upsides of Prudential. Prudential is not disappearing in this transaction. It will continue. Okay? We bought this asset at a point of recovery, at an inflection point. And we knew that because we saw the Q1 numbers. Q1 for AIA up 16% in volume, up 69% in profits. So we caught the asset exactly at the right time when it's bouncing back very strongly after the AIG event. All the value created by that recovery is going to accrue to our shareholders through the rights issue mechanism which protects the rights of the existing shareholders. Then there are synergies, but you're going to get revenue and cost synergies when you bring the two assets together, and they're valuable. And finally, being the leader in Asia is in itself value creating because you can expand the market faster and make more money.
How confident are you, though, that you will get approval of 75% of shareholders for this deal to go through?
No, it's a high hurdle.
Are you confident it'll work?
I am confident. We will start tomorrow morning talking to our shareholders. We think there is a good case. The board considered this very, very carefully for months and convinced itself unanimously that it was a good proposition for Prudential, and has allowed us, the management, to go and present this to shareholders. The problem in the period leading up to this point is that we had no data. We couldn't tell the story, and we couldn't substantiate what we're saying.
If they don't vote it, will there be a breakup? Is that plan B?
The shareholders will embrace this. I think it's a unique proposition. If you're in Europe today and you're looking at the world, our sector is a very good proxy for GDP growth. And if you want Asian exposure, there is no better opportunity than this one.
There you go, all about exposure. Thanks for joining me, Tidjane.